Real quick though, before we jump off of the idea of the NCAA tournament, then favorites via Vegas made money line and spreads went 15-1. Gonzaga was a 5 favorite over a 4. I think this is a good talking topic. How do you guys prefer your NCAA tournament? Is it cream rises to the top in the Sweet 16, Elite 8, or you prefer?
I mean, it's always cool to have one story like a fucking George Mason or something, but at the same time, to me, I love hoops, man. I watched that Houston Texas A&M game and I was like, this game's awesome. It could be random. I remember West Virginia and Wake Forest back in the day. You know what I mean? I remember, it doesn't matter. Great game is a great game. I mean, some of my best games that I recall in my life are the heavyweights on, whether it's Leitner's shot against, Kentucky or, it doesn't matter to me. Like, yes, I love an awesome story, and I guess if I had my preference, if you're truly asking my preference, give me one Cinderella to root for. But at the end of the day, like, I just love watching college basketball, and I'm okay with whatever.
There was just a lot of discourse on social media that the tournament wasn't as good this year. I love college basketball, especially postseason college basketball. I didn't like how many blowouts it seemed like there were this year.
There was
but a lot of blowouts. I like when the cream rises to the top for the second weekend. Give me the first round upsets, which we had plenty of them this year. There was a little too much chalk in the second round. However, give me the great 16. That's freaking loaded. Let's go.
But I think some of this might be a result of the bad seeding in the first round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, some of that is because they failed, and I think everyone knows that they failed.
Also on how many non-1 seeds won their mid-major tournament, and how many bid steals there were.
Well, like, to me, like, if you have second round matchups, whatever. I'd have to break down because you threw me this on the fly, but I'm saying, like, a team that lost by 30 today or something, JMU, in my opinion, was disrespected in its seeding. And by being disrespected in seeding, it played Duke in the second round. Maybe you play someone shittier. You know what I mean? And maybe it's a different outcome. I don't know. I'm speculating here, but I'm just saying that some of that has got to be a part of the reason why this, we have this, in my opinion. Because to me, it was so misseeded. I know I talk shit every year about the seeding, but specifically this year, I felt was the worst, at least since I've been doing the podcast.
Mac, what's your opinion on it?
Yeah, I mean, the second round sucked. With the amount of blowouts, outside of a couple games, the Oregon game, the Colorado game, the Houston game, it did suck. The first round was great, I thought. You didn't have too many upsets. I do agree that I do like the cream rising to the top, but I'd like for there to be a little more competitiveness along the way. But I do agree with Colby, though, that, I mean, when you underseed a whole league by 3-4 lines, they're not going to fucking have a good tournament. And compared to others, we just talked about it with San Diego State, the one team that was seeded or overseeded, they're easily into the Sweet 16. And you can't tell me that Colorado State, Boise, and New Mexico weren't just as good as San Diego State
or whoever. Like, I'm not even pigeonholing it by one conference. There's just a lot of wrong seeding to me.
I'll finish it by this. Like, if you didn't tell me that there were so many blowouts in the second round, if we could just weather the second round to get these 8 matchups, UConn, San Diego State, Illinois, Iowa State, North Carolina, Alabama, Arizona, Clemson, Houston, Duke, NC State, Marquette, Purdue, Gonzaga, Creighton, Tennessee. Not one of those, in my opinion, are going to be a dud. I think all of those are going to be close. Maybe I see Arizona running out Clemson. However, I like all 8 of those matchups. I think if you were to tell me those were your 8 Sweet 16 matchups, I'd have been like, hell yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm always intrigued by teams that earn their way there. Like when Loyola went to the Final Four and they knocked, I don't remember who the fuck they knocked from. I know they got Miami and Tennessee in the first 2 rounds, but later they beat some teams that they shouldn't. And I thought that was awesome. And the game was awesome. And the coaching was awesome. To me, I'm just happy. Like, every game presents itself with things you can watch, strategy. That's why I love college football and college basketball. One of the reasons why you just love the sport. So they will always deliver on that note, but I do think some of the reason might be because of misseeding. I just thought it was so misseeded this year that that maybe that, and I'm just guessing here. You're hot potatoing me this. I didn't do a deep dive or anything. I'm guessing maybe a lot of that domination in the second round is a result of that.